been a really fun 24 hours, you guys. I've met a lot of fun people the last couple days. Oh man, well this week started off with Donald Trump. Actually a really solid guy. I didn't know if I'd like Donald Trump, but really authentic. Yeah, it was really nice. You know, I think that I need to run a rally, Trump. You know, here's the thing, dude. I'm not saying that I vote for Trump in the primaries, you guys. I like the Trumpster, but I'm not saying that I voted for him in the primaries. But you know, if he gets the nominee, Trump 2024. But man, I think I gotta run a rally, dude. I think you need me. Oh man, dude, I love the people. Like I feel like Trump's people are my people, you know? Like I love the people. What I like about Trump though, there's no boogeyman. You know, there's no like at his rallies, it's America first. But there's no black versus white. There's none of that. It's just like all he says is we're Americans, and that's something I really found refreshing. Because you go with Biden and like Biden, every time Biden talks, it's like black versus white. It's this versus that. It's like it's just nice to be reminded that we're all Americans. Oh yeah, well I don't like to do face-offs because when I look at somebody, I want to murder them, and I find it to be very awkward to have to look at this man and can't hit him. But I mean. You know, there's a guy, Steiny was there, and Steiny was like, man, like, you gave him so much respect, I didn't think you would do that. And I had to remind Steiny that you should always respect a man's accomplishments, but you should never forget he's just a man. And, like, when it comes to Trump is just a man. We're all just men, but he's accomplished a lot, and that is respectable. So I don't really know much about Sneako. I know that, I actually don't know who he is. Yeah, I don't know who he is, but he's a nice enough guy. I don't know why he wanted to box me, but he's a nice enough guy. But yeah, no, I don't really know much about the guy, but he's a nice enough guy. I know that he lets men partake on his woman, or he has, and I hope he stopped that, and I hope that I've helped him see the light with that.
And so I saw her, I've seen her other men, and it's just like that. You've
seen it?
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I just try to do the Lord's work. I try to be a mentor to the kids. So I'll tell you what happened. Pearl, my homie Pearl, you guys all know Pearl. Love her, hate her, she's a homie of mine, just is what it is. I did a podcast with her, and the footage got corrupt, got lost, and I felt so bad, like it's gone. I felt so bad that it didn't get shown, that she asked me if I would do a podcast with Sneako. And I was like, I'm not doing a podcast with Sneako. I hate influencers, you know that. Like, you know this. So I said, but if you want, I will spar him if he wants. And she's like, I'll ask him, that'd be great. So it was really just a favor for her to spar him. That was all it was. Well, here's the thing about influencers, you guys. They suck. So Jake Paul, one of the Pauls, the guy that boxes, the guy that beat up all the retired MMA fighters. If you look at how many fights he sells, he doesn't do money. He doesn't sell tickets. He doesn't do that well. And because you have to understand, his audience are children. My audience are usually 18 to grown men. He markets to children. These children aren't going to buy a pay-per-view fight. So when we're talking about influencers, what we are talking about is men who sell themselves to children versus advertisement versus like brainwashing. So, you know, when I do a video with an influencer, my target audience is men, 18 to men. Their target audience is junior high to high school. It's just fucking different, man. I don't want to market to kids. I don't want, you know, 7th graders to be like, oh, Sean Strickland. I don't want that audience. That's how I feel about influencers. You know, the thing about like sparring, I am not a good man. I tell you guys all the time, I make mistakes. I do things I shouldn't do. I'm not a good man. I like to hurt people. We all know this. Like, I've never hid this fact. So when you spar me, you need to understand that hurting you, but it's also respect. Like for instance, Cowboy Cerrone. I love Cowboy. Me and Cowboy could spar, and I'm not gonna try to murder Cowboy. I'm not gonna try to Cowboy up because he's earned my respect. He's a legend. He's put in work. I mean, we've all seen his highlight knockouts. He's earned his right not to get hurt. And when you spar like these guys that want to spar, there is no respect. You haven't earned it. You haven't proved yourself. You don't deserve not to get hurt. Yeah, no, if Forrest didn't jump in, I would have took your life if I could have. You know what? Sometimes you don't know. Like, cause I always joke about like Max Crosby's a buddy of mine. I always joke that I'm gonna go pad up with him and like, I'm gonna put you on your ass, Crosby. And I tell him this every time I see him. And there's a small part of me, there's such a small part of me that thinks, you know what, maybe I'll do okay. But in actuality, he's probably gonna, take my helmet off and decapitate me. But there's this really small part of me that says, you know what, I could be in the NFL. I could do it. So I think these people, when they go into it, they have that little voice that says like, you know what, I can do this. I might not be great at it, but I think I could do okay at it. And then the reality smacks you in the face that you are an influencer. Yeah, and then after Sneako, and again, I don't mind Sneako. He, after the fact, he took his beating like a man. Like,
there you go.
Oh.
Jesus. Pop your jab. You still good. Still good.
That's a nice.
You didn't fall down, Sneako. You didn't fall down. Good work. That's good graphics and heavy shots, man.
He was sincere about it. I think he said, why did you throw in the towel? Why'd you stop it? Like, I kind of respect that. Part of me respects him for, I think he would have died there. I really think that he would have stood there and let me beat him to death. And there is a part of me that like, I respect him for that. So, to his credit, he didn't die. But yeah, and then later I was invited to a power slap, I watched my buddy get beat up by the pink-haired kid, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. I met some good people. Cowboy was there. I met a vampire. Yeah, apparently. Guy's dating Megan Fox. You guys from Transformers, with a broken down car. I don't know what happened to Megan Fox, dude, but something happened to Megan Fox, you guys. I don't know who did it, but I want to find that man. I want to have a conversation with him because me and you, dude, we're not cool. Yeah, so I have this buddy named Dingo. We went snowboarding. Great guy. I mean, you want to talk about a great guy. Dingo is a man. I don't have one bad thing to say about Dingo. But the first time I met Dingo, I'm pretty sure it was at Slap Fights. He didn't have a shirt on. And I came up to him and I was like, who the is this guy? And it turns out he's good. He's this epic snowboarder, great guy, nothing bad to him. But I insulted him right when I seen him. And I think he said something back to me, like he made fun of my jacket or something. Like he was funny. He gave it back to me and I started laughing. And after that, me and Dingo just it off. So same interaction. I meet this vampire. Like, dude, you wake up every day and you dress like a vampire. I don't know if he does or doesn't. Maybe it's just a wardrobe. But dude, you dress like a vampire, man. You look like the goth kid on South Park and you go out in the world like this. Like, this only happens because you are in an insulated bubble. You guys don't understand. These people at these slap fights, they're not people, man. They're influencers. They're like, I interact with hundreds of people. I go snowboarding. No fan ever has anything bad to say about me because I love you guys. But these people are not you guys. They are like, I can't explain it until you interact with these people and you're around them. It's like they have this weird God complex and it's just like when I'm around them, I just want to hurt them all and to remind them you are just a human being. Shut the up. So fast forward, I go and I meet the vampire. Dingo introduces me to the vampire. And I make fun of him. I'm just like, dude, what are you wearing? Like, what the is going on here? Like, how are you doing this? And he looked at me and like, he didn't laugh, he didn't giggle, but he looked at me like, why is this guy, like, with no respect talking to me like this? He looked at me like I was less than human. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna humble you right now. And then my girl kind of got in the way. And then I was like, whoa, chill out. And then I was escorted out. But these people, you guys, they're not like me and you. They're not the guys you see at the shopping store. They're not the guy getting gas. Like, they have this weird God complex. And I had no idea who the vampire was. I didn't know until today. Then I found out Megan Fox, I found out, I researched, I was told about Megan Fox, what happened since Transformers. What the you guys? What is going on here? Like, drinking blood, rings that cut each other, dresses his kid up in a dress. Like, Megan Fox, what happened to you? You were the hot chick in the broken down car. I just want the world. Guys, I just want the world to go back to how it was. Megan Fox is hot. Shia LaBeouf isn't crazy. Machine Gun Kelly has a cool name. He's a rapper. Instead, dude, it's backwards, guys. Really backwards. So I didn't know, so the reason why I went and made fun on Twitter, because you guys have to understand, my world is being shattered. My world is being shattered, dude. I've watched Transformers just like all you I've watched it just like you guys. And then I found out that the girl that I used to do as a child is no longer her. She is with a vampire drinking each other's blood. I mean, like, can you picture, it's like I came out of a time machine, and I came out of the 70s and I'm walking down a gay pride festival in San Francisco. It's like, can you picture the shock and awe when I find out that he is with Megan Fox of Transformers with a broken down vehicle? I still can't wrap my head around it. You guys can't do it. When you're at these events, they're run by influencers. But all sporting events are. The Super Bowl, everybody. People with names they put in the front, and they give them special privileges, and they make them feel more special, which to me is insane. And it drives me nuts. It's like the people actually paying my paycheck, you make them buy a $500 nosebleeds ticket, and these assholes that don't even know my name or care about fights or like front row seats, drives me nuts. Can't stand them, hate them all. But these people, man, they're not like us, you guys. They're not like us. They market to children. Like, can you imagine, to you people, to you 18 and plus guys, could you imagine if every time you spoke, the only people that listened to you were junior high children? That your audience was your peer group or children. And this is the phenomenon that I'm realizing about influencers, because I've always wondered, like, how do these people, they're stupid. They act stupid, they dress stupid, they're not funny, they don't say funny things.
Can I get a chew, papi muñeño?
I don't know who the fuck you are, but in a different setting, I might hit you.
They're just normal guys that dress like idiots and talk stupid. And I realized they're so famous and they make so much money because me and you aren't their target audience. Their target audience are children. So this is why you could be a 25, 26, 27-year-old man dressed like a child and make a ton of money on TikTok, because you are pretty much a 26-year-old version man acting like a junior high kid. It's a very strange world. Very strange, you guys. You guys, influencers are leeches. I get called a bigot, sex, racist. I love women. I am the biggest advocate of women. I celebrate women. You want to be gay? I applaud you. Be who you want to be. Be happy. Racist. There's not one racist thing about me, you guys. Every time I have a racist thought in my head, every time maybe there's some deep-rooted bigotry in my head that comes into my head, I actively acknowledge it and I combat it. And there's not, everything that is said about me is wrong, So to say like I'm controversial, like I'm not controversial. I'm a person going through life just like you guys. These influencers, they would sell their soul for likes and money. It's like, you have to understand, they have no, like I was talking to Steinley, I don't know his name, Steiny, the little one. Kyle's cool, Steinley, the little one, the one with the chip tooth. Steinley, I got this for you. And I was trying to explain to Steiny why I don't respect you. And I like Steiny, but I was trying to explain to him why I don't respect you. When you meet a man who has a mountain to die on, when you meet a man who cares, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be his wife, it could be his dog, for all I mean. But there is something about a man that you meet when he has this passion, this line, you immediately respect him. And he doesn't have to be a big man, he doesn't have to be a tough man, but you understand that he is a man. These influencers, there is no substance, there is no mountain. They care about nothing. There's nobody they love, there's nobody they don't care about this country. They don't care about the flag. They don't care about patriotism. They'll go to a Trump rally just for likes and say I'm a part of Trump. They don't care about America. They don't care about freedom. They're just there to use and suck off of people. And it drives me absolutely nuts. So when these influencers now, they see me and they see my name, they go come on my stream, it doesn't surprise me one bit. You guys are leeches. You have no morals. You have no mountain. You have no hill to die on. You guys, I'm a fan of Dana. You know, I know he gets a lot of shit, but dude, I'm a fan of Dana. You know, like if I were to leave the UFC tomorrow, or me and Dana were to get in a big fight, just like Trump, we're all just men, but I respect Dana. I respect what he's done, what he says. And there is truth to that. There is truth about me not being around humans. But you guys understand, I love people. I go snowboarding in Bryan Head. I might go snowboarding in Lee Canyon. I love you guys. I have the best interaction with you guys. Cops, firefighters, concrete layers. Like, I have so much respect for the average man. We're not talking about humans, you guys. We're not talking about you guys. We're talking about influencers and people with cameras in front of the face. And until you spend a week with these people, you do not understand that there's a difference between us and them. There's a big difference. They're not human. I would applaud any human being that could spend a week with them and not hit them. You know, it's actually kind of funny because I get called an influencer occasionally, you know. I don't know, man. I try not to suck, you guys, and I try not to suck, but I do. It's very hard to be a good man. It's very difficult to be a good man. You know, it's very hard not to like the girl's photo. It's very difficult not to say untruths. It's very difficult not to lie. These are all things that as a man, you shouldn't do, but we all do it. It's impossible to be a good man. But if I were to be an influencer, I would be really happy that my message I speak. My influence isn't to sell yourself. It's not to be an internet troll. It's just to be a man and to try to be a good man. So if that is my influence, huzzah. And if it's not, then, well, maybe I should delete my Instagram. Guys, it's been a hell of 24 hours. Met Trump, got to fight an influencer, met a vampire. Didn't know they were real, but apparently they are. I should have brought some garlic and a steak to that slap fight. I didn't know I was in danger. No wonder it was that night. But you know what? I love you guys, and this is it's been a hell of a ride, and I appreciate you guys, and we're going to keep rocking this until the wheels fall off or I go to prison. But, you know, I'm just going to stay in my house way more because apparently I can't leave my house. As Dana said, I shouldn't be around humans.
Sean Strickland tweeted that there may have been something between him and Machine Gun Kelly. Can you talk to me about what happened there?
You can't bring Sean Strickland around any other human beings. It's like...
And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So Jake Paul offered me $1 million, knowing that it is impossible for me to do that. And I actually talked to Hunter. And I was like, Hunter, I will fight this man. You let Conor McGregor fight Mayweather. This is an easier fight, easier money. Can I do that? And then Hunter explained to me. Hunter is like the left hand or right hand of Dana. They're equal. I don't know what they would be, but they're damn close. And Hunter explained to me that he sells no fights. That when they have fights, they give away tickets. That he doesn't make money. That his target audience is children. They don't buy pay-per-views. So a little depressing. Because I thought to myself, you know what? I'll take a payday beating up this man. That sounds easy enough. But sadly, Jake Paul is an influencer. He sells to children. Children don't buy pay-per-view. So I don't know, man. Get some adults to follow you and then we will fight. So here's the thing, Jake Paul. You clearly know I can't fight you. We know this. The UFC knows this. We all know this, that me and you cannot fight. But what we can do, you can get in your fancy plane, you can fly your ass to Vegas, and we could have a little powwow. Because you know as well as I know what happens to that. I'll do it for free. I don't need a check. I don't need to live stream it. I will do it for free, sir. So if that is something you want to show everybody how big and hard that dick is, let me know when. And Jake Paul, I got knocked out by a world champion kickboxer, a 2-time UFC champion. You got beat by a part-time boxer. You try to use to pad your record. You're an embarrassment to yourself, you're an embarrassment to me, and you're an embarrassment to the world. Enjoy.